Okay, so the shear plate has some of the characteristics of what you would see on the associate and the professional, where you have labels, and those labels can change from test to test. Dealing with the angles and going all the way through, then KA would be one of the questions, and then possibly the angle at KAJ or AKB, ABK, whichever. So we can utilize some of our driven dimensions to get those last answers. Other than that, it's just kind of going around the perimeter of the part and getting our geometry. All right, so we're in metric, front plane, sketch. Going to put the first line, L, on the keyboard. I'll put it at A to B, and then we go up a little bit, over a little bit, up a little bit, and that's probably enough for the first group. If I get too far into it, then I start inferring, or possibly as I'm applying the dimensions, it gets a little bit crazier. So I want to do what's manageable. So 94 is my A to B, 135 at angle B, and then on the inside 150, and then we go to 120. So since I'm kind of thinking in angles, I'll go ahead and put those in place, and then we'll go back into the dimension. And then just be careful when you're dragging those out, B to C, that we don't get the linear that I do want to, or that we don't get a horizontal or vertical, that I do get the linear dimension. All right, and then once it's applied, I can drag it out and make it a little bit more visible. And C to D will be 35. And then D to E will be 57. Alright, so zoom out, use the scroll wheel mouse to zoom in, zoom out, back to L on the keyboard. We have a 105, so I want to watch that inference line. And then 105 again, so I want to watch those. Alright, so E to F is 87, and then F to G is 61. Alright, and our angles, 105, 105, and then I don't have the next angle ready for 150, so we'll kind of go to down angle, and as I get more geometry, I'm going to start pulling up a lot more inferences. So we just have to watch, be careful, and I'll go ahead and finish it out. Okay, so the shading, let's go back into the sketch. The shaded sketch contours show me that it is a complete, there's no gaps or overlaps. And hitting the shaded sketch contours will turn off the shading or turn it back on. Alright, G to H is 48. And then H to J, 85. And J to K, 53. And that one was not what I wanted. So, Control Z. And that's one of the things, Control Z out of a dimension. Notice that it deleted the previous dimension, but then it also changed the other dimension back. So I always thought that was kind of weird. Alright, so I'm making sure I'm getting my linear. So I have to position it, and then J to K is 53. Alright, and then we can place the angles. 150, and then On the off chance that we might change it, let's stay with the 90 rather than telling it it's perpendicular. And then 60 degrees at the end should get us to go fully defined. Alright, so the remaining dimensions, I have a linear distance 32.81, and our angles 133.3 and 151.67. So interesting how those work out. Let's go ahead and I'm going to use the S key this time, circle, drop those two in. They're both 24. Let's see, where is the diameter of 15? It doesn't say 2 times. Let's see. Well, we're going to go horizontal, and then I'm going to make the assumption that those are equal. Then we can apply our dimensions 24 and between are 73. Okay, and then dimension, it is above A or above the origin. So we can set that to vertical. Oh, I set them to equal and then I didn't apply the diameter, so 15. Okay, our slot, we'll just go into sketch entities, pick the straight slot. It's going to be over here somewhere. I'll place it, grab some dimensions, 19 and 24. And again, being careful that I don't pick up the vertical or the horizontal. Okay, so between the points, so get a linear distance of 81. The center line is showing 30. So let's try the vertex, the endpoint, and the endpoint. And that shows me 30. But vertically, let's see, we need one more dimension. So this is able to orbit since it's 30 off of center line, but unless we're to assume that this line and this line are parallel. Okay, well, if that's not called out any other way, I'm certainly not seeing it, so then without the center line to work from, I should, got a little button happy there, sketch entities, center line, saw the collinear and went, oh, that's my center line. Alright, so center line, the edge, we're going to make those parallel. Alright, so that gives me my geometry for 441, and we came up with our derived dimensions, driven dimensions, off of the remaining two. So in theory, if we change any one of these, or change multiples of these 3 numbers will change accordingly.